You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at Noon.
Well, many are back in class, but today Ontario college students are planning a walkout. Students have a couple of demands. They're seeking a $500 refund for all students, fairness for all college faculty, and more transparency from the College Employer Council. They were out of class during the 5-week teacher strike. Students from Centennial, Sheridan, George Brown, and a few others are expected to participate here at the noon hour.
College students are planning a walkout at this hour on the day their fall semester would have ended if not for the 5-week-long faculty strike. The students have been forced to complete the curriculum in record time, and they are upset over the amount of compensation the province is offering for costs incurred due to the late Christmas break. CTV's John Musselman joins us now live at Centennial College with the story. John.
Hi, Ken. We're standing outside the campus here. We're waiting to see how large this walkout will be and, in fact, how many students are actually taking part. Now, we did speak to the organizer this morning. He tells us that they plan to march through the corridors of the campus and then head out here onto the street to hold a news conference. Of course, they're frustrated about that 5-week strike, and they say that they were really caught in the middle of what happened here. Here is what the organizer had to tell us this morning about why they're walking out and what message they're trying to get across.
Well, throughout the strike, students' voices didn't have any depth or weight to it. We weren't brought to the table. You know, this mandate forcing us back to school. You know, our semesters have now been extended. A lot of us are losing wages that carry us through. This fund that was set up, to be honest with you, is ridiculous.
When we were on strike, we didn't know what was going on day to day, and as weeks were going on, you lose your modem for being at school, you lose the momentum for studying, and coming back is like a shock to us because we don't know what to do, and it's hard.
Now, we were talking to a lot of students who are saying that there seemed to be a lot of red tape trying to access that $500 fund for the effect of the strike on many of the students.
Students staged a walkout earlier today to protest the aftermath of a 5-week faculty strike.
Fight back! Students and faculty under attack! What do we do?
There were students from 13 colleges, including Centennial, George Brown, and Sheridan, taking part of the protest. Their fall semester would have ended today if not for the strike. The walkout was planned by Ontario Students United, and they say students should receive more financial compensation for the costs they incurred due to the late Christmas break.
We're told, hey, jump through these hoops, apply for $500, and you might get a small bit of financial compensation. We all know college students in our communities, our neighbors, our friends, that students have experienced lots of financial hardship, and we want to have a more open conversation about what kind of financial compensation works for students. That's one. Two, one thing that we've learned throughout the strike process is that students need a stronger voice, right? When the strike ended, all the colleges came up with their plans to get the students back, and we weren't consulted enough.
Throughout the strike, students' voices didn't have any depth or weight to it. We weren't brought to the table. You know, this mandate forcing us back to school. You know, our semesters have now been extended. A lot of us are losing wages that carry us through. This fund that was set up, to be honest with you, is ridiculous.
When we were on strike, we didn't know what was going on day to day, and as weeks were going on, you lose your modem for being at school, you lose the momentum for studying, and coming back is like a shock to us because we don't know what to do, and it's hard.
The Minister of Advanced Education says 10% of students chose to drop out following the strike.